Alright guys, just a very brief video on rolling a 2 million ton hole, similar to the statics that we have in our wormhole, with 4 sigils. Normally, like, the optimal is 5 sigils, 4 hot, 1 cold, but we're just going to do it with 4 because I think that's about average of what we can muster. So in this wormhole, we've got a low sec static like ours. We're going to go over there and we're going to roll it. Okay. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get the math to be 2 million tons. So a hot sigil with the oversized prop mod on is 122,000 tons. 4 of those are going to give us 488. So one pass in and out gives us just shy of 1 million tons. So in theory, a little over 2 of these passes should close the hole. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 passes, in, out, and then at the end we're going to do a cold sigil out, hot sigil back, and that will put us over the 2 million ton mark. Alright, so let's start our first pass. Now this is a fresh hole, so we do know that it's going to be the normal amount of mass. Like, there hasn't been any shrinkage due to people transiting in and out. There are a lot of signatures in the system, so I'm not super duper worried about the locals. Alright, let's go to a ping here. So at this point, we've put on almost 500,000 tons. We're going to go to our ping that we set in advance. And we're going to go back. 4 toons. Doing a roll should be easily doable by us. Get a couple guys who each have omega alts, and 2 guys can roll these holes. Alright, so we've got 3 minutes. So you can make note of this spot in the video and fast forward 2.5 minutes. What I will do in the interim is talk about what we're doing here a little more. So at 3:10.5, I will go back to the hole and do my second pass. So right now, this is where we are. We are at this point in our roll. We've got 122,000 tons going out, times 4, 122,000 tons coming back, times 4. We're just shy of 1 million tons. Now, I should have checked before I warped away, but when we go back, we're going to check the status. Is it shrunk? Is it not shrunk? And that will tell us how we proceed. If it is shrunk, that means it's one of those smaller than normal holes, so they can go up and down 10% in their mass limit. So if it is a smaller hole, it might be as low as 1.8 million tons. So we're going to do this. We're going to go out hot to get us to almost 1.5 million tons, and then coming back, we're going to go the first one out hot, and then the first one back hot, and then check the message. If it's crit, everybody comes back cold, except for the last guy, and hopefully that closes it. Each step of the way we'll check. If it's not crit, next guy goes hot. Not crit, next guy goes hot. If it's not shrunk, that means it's a normal 2 million ton hole, and we can go all out hot, and we should be able to come all back hot. And then we're going to do, if it's a normal hole, 1 pass of a sigil out cold and back hot. And if it is a larger than normal hole, we're going to end up doing a second sigil cold hot. All right, we're almost there. So let me simulate these fits for you real quick here. So generally the fit that you're going to be using is this here. This is the basic sigil roller fit. We've got a Higgs anchor. We've got a bunch of compact reactors and a single oversized prop mod. Any new alpha toon with just level 1 skills and the necessary skills can fly this, and it's dirt cheap to lose it. Alright, I'm going to take us back to the wormhole. So we are not shrunk. So it's either normal or larger hole. So let's start doing our passes. You hear that? That was the shrink. So the next time we hear that kind of strange whoosh sound, that'll be the crit. But we're going to actually visually look and see and read the messages if it is shrunk or not. Or crit or not, rather. Alright, so we've got no polarization, really. A couple guys out here, pacifier. Not super duper worried. If they're looking for wormholes, they're probably thinking they're not going to bother with ours since we're rolling it. You can see on my sigil roller here, I've got the probe launcher interdiction nullifier, because sometimes you'll be rolling a wormhole and they'll put up a bubble. And I've got the warp core stab to get away if I get tackled. Double check our message, not to a critical degree. Now, because this wasn't shrunk after the first pass, I'm confident that I can go out and back in all hot, and no one will roll out. Alright, 3 minutes. Oops. So at 16.5. So what we're going to do, it is not crit. Alright, so it's an extra large here. It's got extra mass on it. So we're going to need 2 sigils cold hot. So again, you can fast forward this video 2 minutes, and we will do the next pass with just 2 sigils. So this is where we are here now. Just shy of 2 million tons. Now, if this was a normal sized hole, it would have gone critical at 1.8 million tons, because once it's at 10% mass left, it goes critical. So if it was a normal sized hole, it would have gone at 1.8, but it hasn't gone critical, which means it's got an extra 2 million tons. So it will normally go, or extra 200,000 tons rather, it would normally go crit at 1.98, I believe. So we're just shy of the crit mark. 1.98, yeah, 2.2, 220,000 tons left, and it'll go crit. So we are going to go 2 out cold, which gives us 44,000 tons, and then 2 back hot. Where are we at here with our time? Almost done. We're going to send our 2 low priority toons back to that. Actually, no. And going back to the wormhole.
Warp drive active.
All right, so we are going out cold. This should put us crit. Yeah. There is our crit. Okay. We've got 44 seconds. D-scan's looking pretty clean. Oh, look at that. He was getting out before we close this thing.
Active.
So we're at about 1.98, no, 1.98, I think, ish. So we know that we have lots of room for one guy to go through hot. Oh, and then a second guy to go through hot. And there we go. We just closed a 2 million ton hole with that extra 10%, so 2.2 million ton hole with 4 sigils. Easy peasy, not much of a hassle. You just have to watch your math. I will post this to one of our channels so that you can see how it's done with just 4 sigils as opposed to 5. Cheers.